Okay, you're so next. Wong Hao versus Grischuk. Everybody Wong Hao tonight. So two funny things happened in this game. The one you know about, you probably know both, is Wong Hao sacrificed his queen. It wasn't good, but, it was exciting. When I sacrificed my queen, I'm kidding. Wong Hao's not kidding. He just, his position sucked. And at some point between moves, I think it was move 11. Grishuk thought 72 minutes on a move. And I told Karen, and she said, that's it? So, yeah. No, but I when I did game analysis yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago. When Wong Hao lost to Geary, and he was defending, and he capitulated, I said, that's not how Wong Hao plays. This is how Wong Hao plays. Really aggressive, attacking, sacrificing. That's the kind of game that he likes. He almost won, even though he was losing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. No time left for you. Okay, so we have French defense. And this is an unusual move. Most top Grandmaster games start like this, including a game that we had in this tournament. It started like this. And here, black can play Queen B6, Bishop B7, take on D4. Everything is theory. Okay, and he played the other line, Knight CE2. He's going to back that ass up. And now he's got Connect 4. He claimed victory. They told him it was chess, and he was pretty mad. So now, Wong Hao's from China, so he has very strange analysis in this position. He thought this pawn was going to take here, and this pawn was going to take here, and the people, like, no. I have a funny story about that. The Chinese chess joke I made. It's Karen. Go Karen. So I was playing in a team tournament, MOTCF, M-O-T-C-F, the Midwest Open Team Chess Festival, or the Mid-Ohio Team Chess Festival, depending on who you ask. And our team had like 4 2400s on it, and we were the 4 highest rated players in the tournament. So somehow our team won. I don't know how. Anyway, I'm playing, and I played the French when I was that age, 2400, so I think I was 7. And I had a Winawar, which is what I played with black. And I guess I played here, which is not a good move. But anyway, it's okay. So our board 4, John Reedy, who's 2400, his girlfriend was there, and she's Asian. And she didn't know the rules of chess, but she knew the rules of, Chinese, and she told her boyfriend, she said, oh my God, Ben hung his queen. And Reedy's like, what? It was funny because I didn't hang my queen. Yeah. Yeah, shogi. Is it shogi? Is this shogi? What game do you do this? Chinese chess or shogi? I don't play either one. Yeah. I know shogi's Japanese, but is this shogi? Or is it Chinese chess? Or is it Go? Let's not Go. Yeah. Both Chinese and Japanese. Oh! You keep saying what shogi is. Stop saying that. I'm asking what game this is. It's shogi? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I won that game. She was very concerned. Okay. So he played Knight CE2, which is rare. And, this has been played, but just not as often as the other line. Never play F6. Yeah, so I would, man, come on, man. Yeah. See, can I make that joke? Yes. Yeah, this reminds you of the one time that I flew in space, and I could see the Great Wall of China. There we go. Bam. Okay. Now, I think it was this position that he thought for 72 minutes. And Magnus was making fun of him I didn't see it, but I read it on Twitter later. Magnus's point was there's one move in this position. There is no other move. And so he was just analyzing the one move for 72 minutes. That's what Magnus thought. He wasn't considering any other move, just let's analyze this move. Yeah. Boden's Bishop gifted a sub. Hooray. We're getting very close to 3,200 subs. So if anybody wants to donate 25 subs, that would be nice. Now, if I was black in this position, I wouldn't know what to do. I would do something. Probably I would do this or this, because I don't see what to do with these. And the engine says those are the two best moves. It says this move is the third best move. That's no humans playing that. That's ridiculous. So he played the engine move. He played the best move. Okay, and the engine hates that move. It's really mad at that move. It wants him to take with this knight. It's furious at this move. And obviously, this move undefends the pawn on e5, and the other one doesn't. So, and now it thinks that black is close to winning. And he played knight c5, which the engine also hates. It's funny to think 72 minutes and then play a bad move your next move. Drew gifted 10 subs. Good. So, two moves the engine likes are bishop c5. So he's got pressure everywhere. The idea is the knight can't move because bishop takes e3. And then after e takes f6, which is forced, otherwise you lose your e-pawn, black is much better. The other move it likes is knight takes e5. Wow. And then after f takes, I assume. This is crazy. Knight f5 or knight f5, bishop c5. I would just assume white's doing really well here, and the engine prefers black, which really surprises me. I don't prefer black. So. All right, so he played knight c5, which is okay. Tuesday's green gifted 5 subs, but now black doesn't have any advantage. Okay, and they traded, always trade. Knight b3, always retreat. The knight's pinned. Now he attacks the queen. Queen d3. Why would he save his queen to sacrifice it later? Terrible. So they both save their queen. Bishop g2. I prefer white here. I think white's slightly better. Always retreat. Every move's a retreat. I like that. Including that one. I don't understand that move, but it's a retreat, so I'm not going to complain. The computer just castles, which makes sense to me. Okay, queen retreated again. Man, this guy should work for MVL. Retreating again. Castles. e5. Okay, now it's getting exciting. And e5 is the engine move because you want to not have a bad bishop the whole game. You want to get your bishop out. Okay, fe5. Bishop f5 attacking the queen. Good. Okay, and this is where Wong Hao went insane. Now, I thought incorrectly that, before we started the stream, that Wong Hao sacked a queen because if he didn't sack a queen, he was obviously doing badly. If he's sacking a queen, it's confusing. But it turns out that is not true. Wong Hao has many moves that give him an equal or better position. The simple queen c1, the simple queen d1, and the insane bishop takes d5 check because the knight is overworked. According to the engine, all those moves are fine. His move just loses, but it's crazy, so it's very difficult for black to play. So practically, it's okay. If two supercomputers are playing, it's not okay. But if people are in time trouble, then all three results are possible. Once again, I would argue maybe his queen sacrifice move makes it much more likely he loses than not sacking his queen. But it also makes it more likely he wins by a small margin. So maybe that's the right move because Wong Hao got to win all of his games. If Wong Hao wins this game and the next 4, he wins the tournament. Obviously, he's not going to do that, but you got to try. He can't promise to try, but he can try to try. Also, I have a question for the chat because I think I know the answer, but I might be wrong. $10 from Wallabout. Or is it Wallaboot? Is he Canadian? It's David Packman. Hooray. David, we got a lot of subs since you last came to my stream. Damn. Okay, so here's my question that you know the answer to and I don't. I think I know the answer. I've heard reports that Grischuk has played 10 rounds and has 10 draws. Is that correct? I think it's correct. Yes, no. He lost to Alexenko. That is correct. So he had 7 draws, then lost to Alexenko, then has 2 draws. Okay. No, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah. I thought today was round 5. Well, this is the second part of a tournament that's taking over a year. Yeah. 9 draws, 1 loss. And he was drawing quite easily against Kirill, but he went too far. Okay, so everybody likes the queen sacrifice, and actually they don't even care if it's sound. Just some super GM sacrificed his queen. Yay. All right. Okay. It doesn't lose, but it's not a good move. Okay. And then Rook F8 is actually the correct move. If you take with a queen, which may look reasonable, bishop takes d5 check, and bishop takes c4 defends the knight. Damn. So rook here, and this way the queen defends the knight after bishop takes d5 check. So he played knight f4 instead because the pawn's not running away. Let's see. The engine wants to take this, but no human would do that. That's terrible. No. All right. And this position, is pretty reasonable play since the queen sacrifice. And, White's just hoping to draw because he's down so much material. He has a bishop, knight, and 2 pawns for a queen, but he's probably going to lose his e-pawn. If he never loses his e-pawn, then he's fine. Maybe better. But if he loses his e-pawn, he's down a queen for 2 pieces. Okay, he played knight d4. Engine doesn't like that. That seems like a really obvious move to me. Queen d7. c4 is explosive. That bishop is a monster. Makes sense to me. Rook takes e7. Rook e8. Now, if I was playing a blitz game or a bullet game against somebody my own rating, I would take white here if it let me choose. Because I think in blitz and bullet, white's going to do better than black. Because I don't know how to activate my queen, and white's everything white has is perfect. And if black makes a mistake, he could lose, and get mated, So I think in a blitz or bullet game, I'd take white. And in a slow game with 2 supercomputers, black just always wins. So, all right. He played bishop f7, which is a very bad move. Obviously, he's in time trouble. The engine wants to double it up on the bubble up and just says black has, a big advantage. But when he played this move, I'm certain he missed what Wong Hao did, and what Wong Hao did was right. Knight takes g7. That's a very hard move to see because it looks stupid. It looks like king takes wins and rook takes wins. And as I said in previous videos, this is Wong Hao's kind of position. Not the one he was defending against Giri. He didn't like doing that. Terrible. All right. Bishop takes there is another mistake, and now black's not even better. But he's in time trouble. So let's look at the 2 obvious moves, rook takes and king takes. If king takes g7, 2 bishops, what else? And the problem with moving your king up is now you're really moving your king up, and you would expect that white was winning here because this looks nuts. But the engine actually says it's a draw. And it says white has more than one way to draw. You can take this and then take this, or play h4. And, the engine is playing some perpetual with h4. So if you want to win with black, you can't move your king up. So you play king g8. That's the engine move. And then you do this. Takes, 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 takes. Now, if you're in time trouble, it's not clear at all who's better here. It's a bishop and 2 pawns for a rook. But if you let the engine think long enough, it thinks black has good winning chances. In my opinion, this should be a draw. But in an endgame, rook against bishop and no other pieces, the rook's just a million times better. Even more than 2 pawns. In a middle game, then white's winning. Bishop and 2 pawns is better in a middle game. But not an endgame. Endgame, the rook comes in and attacks everything, and the bishop says, why'd you play a6? My bishop can't do anything anymore. So this is actually better for black. And then the other move is rook takes e1. That's the other good move. Bishop takes is forced. King takes is forced. And this is what the engine's giving. And it's the same kind of position. Bishop's probably better here. So what black has the advantage. Now Grischuk may have seen that, or he might have had seconds on his clock. So instead he took this, and now it's just a draw. Yeah, in fact, after knight f5, which I'm sure is very hard to see. Now the thing is, if you don't play knight f5, you're in a lot of trouble. But now we're threatening the queen, and we have mating ideas, bishop d4 check and knight h6 mate. I actually thought black was losing here when I saw only this position. But black's fine here. There's nothing wrong. And the best way for black to play, which I don't think was play, he played there, that's the second best, is queen e4. You have to play bishop d4 check, and you take it. And then you take this. And white's slightly better because white's up a pawn, and it's possible rook a1's the best move. Possible. I think after rook anywhere else takes, it's just a draw. Problem with rook a1 is, rook here, and your rook's no good. So this is probably a draw, but he played queen f8, which is also a draw. Thanks, Jude NYC, for the sub. Okay, bishop d4 check, king here. He stopped knight h6 mate. If the queen wasn't there, that's checkmate. And then c takes d5, and black is in all sorts of trouble. King's trapped, queen's no good, knight f5, pass d-pawn, Papa John's, all kinds of stuff. The engine says white is slightly better, but Grishuk's a good defender. He put it in h. Now he's not getting mated anymore. The engine actually prefers h6, which, if I'm a human, which I am, h5 makes more sense because your king has more squares. Your king's still a little trapped after that. I don't know why h6 is better than h5. If I saw h5, I'd play it too. d6 is the right move. Thanks, Plight999. King h7, excellent. Knight e7, excellent, threatening the queen. Stopping rook f7 check. Rook f6. Rook d8. Always retreat. And this is correct. And this is just a dead draw. There's no winning chances at all for black. And the engine says black is slightly better. How? You can never win. And when I say how, I should say Grishuk. Okay. The only way black can win is to take this. If he plays a3, you ain't going to win. Yeah, okay. I didn't even see the rest of the game, but once you play a3, you can't lose. Yeah, if anything, white's better. And they just agreed to a draw here. Because there's no winning plan. White moves his rook on the 4th rank, and that's it. Yeah. So, very fascinating game. Both sides had winning chances. Terrible time trouble, which is always the case in Grishuk's game. And pretty good play for, the amount. See, some games have more mistakes than other games because for the players involved, the moves are easy to find or not easy to find. If they're easy to find for both players, the players play great. These players. If every move is super complicated and the material is imbalanced, they make more mistakes. And that's why players like Shirov and Morozovic, when they were in their prime, they made more mistakes and their opponents made more mistakes because the game was very confusing. By making the game confusing, Both players make more mistakes, but you get less draws. Mikhail Tal and so forth. So that's, this game was insane, and it ended in a draw because both players played very well. Good game. Yeah. Rook F6 versus Rook F5. Here? Rook F6 defends my passed pawn, and Rook F5 doesn't. And this is still defended. The engine likes Rook F5 more. I don't know why. I guess this is an idea, and you can't play that idea because you take it. Okay, now it says it's equal. Here, the pawn's defended, so you can't take that. Now your pawn's attacked. You could play rook here, trying to mate the guy, or bishop. This actually explains, if this is good for white, if that explains why h6 is better. Because then the rook can't go here. Who's going to see that? Okay, now it says everything's just a draw. Like, this is one of the main lines. And then this is the other main line where white tries to keep things as they are. And at the moment, the engine likes king h6. Probably Wong Hao would have had better winning chances if he played rook f5, because it looks like Grischuk has to play more accurately. But it says it just says all zeros. So it's still equal, but maybe it's harder for black to equalize after rook f5. So good question. Yeah, this is an interesting idea, because that idea don't work. Truth hurts.